Hey folks, Phil Gallagher here for Daily D&T. Again, we're playing the crazy Deafening Silence build this week. Check out the deck tech if you need more info. And we will keep this hand. Not exactly the craziest hand in the world by any means, but we have a strong start. We have multiple good 2-drops, we have another mana disruptive element, and we have an endgame element. It's not like the crazy Vile, Mom Thalia, Crusader, or Chain or something like that, but it's good. This Thalia is probably good against just about anything that we're playing, so that's cool. And it's not great against that, and the cat is getting into something, so excuse me. Hey! The cat is upset at me for recording. So we have a great counter to what my opponent has going on. We get to port down their city, and whenever they play another land, they are just going to lose that land. So we're going to set them back a ton of mana. We also have some good options to put in off of a show and tell. We just want to have another impulse? A brainstorm. Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, 1 impulse. Stock. Pretty normal for Firemind's foresight reasons. 2 impulses. Hits the spicy category. And there it goes. We're just going to go ahead and get the Batter Skull with this. It's just something that allows us to commit 2 mana to next turn, and then we have a threat from there on out. Do you like Brainstorm, folks? Oh, never mind. No Brainstorm. Sorry to disappoint. But we get another cantrip instead. So I think this is about the point where I will just play out and show the Caracas. Okay. So if my opponent has Omniscience into Emrakul, bad news for me. I'm not going to beat that. But if they don't, I can potentially beat some stuff. This beats a creature that they show in. This gives me more flexibility versus Omniscience. There's worlds where they're just putting in a Grizzlebrand here to try to draw out of this. I already kind of beat those worlds. this is what we did not want them to have. It's a shame we didn't have a wisp in our hand. So we're not dead, but it's not pretty. And we die to a lot of things. How am I beating this Emrakul? I'm beating it with a Flicker Wisp, I guess. Flicker Wisp on my Jailer. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reluctant 6. Then I have a land for a Grizzlebrand. My opponent will probably just draw 7 more cards and try to find another Emrakul, though, and just end the game on the spot. Depends on how many Emrakuls they're actually playing. It's probably 3 for, like, intuition reasons. Yep. Okay. So we did not get another turn to try to do something with that. Alright, so we get another Jailer to put in. Can revoke a Grizzlebrand or a Sneak Attack. Path Exiles is better than Swords of Plowshares. Spirit is fine. Council's Judgment and Mangara start to become much more acceptable once we have Deafening Silence in the picture. There are also worlds where I'll just consider my clocks, but we'll see. So I want my Swords of Plowshares out. I want my Jitte out. I'll trim at least 1 Stoneforge. I will trim the Ballista. And then from there, I definitely like all of this stuff. The Path to Exile is a little loose. So I'll junk that. And then I could go even lighter on Stoneforges. It's too good to throw back. But it's not an exciting hand. Preordain went 1 bottom, 1 top. Go ahead and name Grizzlebrand here. And I'm not going to play around the natural Pyroclasm here. If this was later in the game, I would hold back this Mom. I said my piece. So, if I had held back the mom, like, I just would have used it later. To save the Sanctum Prelate. So the board hasn't necessarily changed because of my decision. I get Sword of Fire and Ice with this, so that I can put Sword of Fire and Ice on Sanctum Prelate next turn. And that will protect it from bounce spells, Pyroclasm, etc. Give me something to talk about, opponent. I can't see the cards up there. You got 8 of them right now. 2 of them are going back. All my decisions are pretty easily on board currently. So opponent could go land Pyroclasm and clear these 2 creatures, and life would be okay for them. If I get my turn back without my opponent doing anything else, probably jump up 20% to win. The awkward thing here is that now my opponent could just go sneak attack and activate. But I think it's correct to reduce their outs to the prelate that's on board. I didn't play a land pre-combat to see if we could spike a Caracas. Nice. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So if I attack with both of these, my opponent can't activate the Ancient Tomb. That seems good. Again, assuming everything connects. Because my opponent could, like, Abrade the Sword or something. So now we're just trying to vomit some permanents onto the battlefield, in case somehow an Emrakul gets through. So now my opponent has effectively 3 lands. Yeah. I think I'm going to ship it back as is. You could make an argument to adjust the number of Stoneforges or Mother of Runes in some way, but I think I'm going to run it just back exactly like I just did. This is too good to throw back. Like, we have the Caracas, we have a Hate Bear, we have something that we can put in off of Show and Tell, we have another something that we can put in off of Show and Tell. But the hand is not the most exciting thing in the world, in that we don't have anything that necessarily, without fail, just stops my opponent. We have things that can stop them, not things that do stop them. So my opponent has played out the Lotus Petal to play around a Thalia effect, but has played into Revoker on Petal, which is what I will be revoking. I'm just going to try to knock them off of the onboard mana, and hope that the rest of my hand can somehow cobble something together. Another fetch. Another Brainstorm? Is Revoker that valuable? Find that interesting. So as of right now, this exact turn, if nothing were to change, my play next turn is play Caracas and Wisp. Force Pitch Cunning Wish, okay. In that case, I will attack with Mom, but I suspect that I am now dead. If my opponent was digging that deeply, it kind of indicates to me that they either have like a sneak attack or show and tell or something, and they're just looking to make sure they don't get disrupted. We'll see if I'm wrong. It's a miracle. I probably need to start clocking my opponent with a Flicker Wisp. Rather than set up Stoneforge, which also ties up my mana. No attack. I think it's correct to leave myself access to this Caracas for sneak attack reasons, but putting the Caracas out there is noticeably worse for show and tell reasons. Because now my opponent knows that showing in an Emrakul is not a path to victory. And it makes the Palace Jailer in my hand less good as well, by extension, because I'm less likely to just snipe a creature that my opponent puts in off of it. Miraculously, we live. I'm definitely scared. So this is 5, 6, 7. I could make it 8. If I make it 8, I guess there's very little difference in clock. What am I playing around by leaving the mom back? Very little. But I still think I will do so. We are not going to play out a Vial and tap down that Caracas. That I guarantee you. So I guess attacking with the Mom on my last turn there would have meant that if my opponent has an Abrade for the sword that they draw this turn, I can still present a lethal attack. I'm not going to lie there, we got kind of lucky. Our hand kind of did not develop well for the matchup, despite the fact that, like, we sideboarded a decent number of cards, but we take those.